Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So before we get to what this video is all about, I wanted to share something with you. Now, I'm not mad at myself for this. I'm not frustrated. I look at everything as a learning lesson and what can be done better, because I just spent a whole bunch of time looking for something that if I were a little bit more organized, it wouldn't have taken this long. But today, I do really want to let you know some of the things that I am starting seeds with. We've been really starting a whole bunch of seeds, but I wanted to go ahead and get some of the seeds started that sometimes take a little bit longer to germinate. And by that, I mean like maybe 15 to 60 days of germination. And so now that we moved and we're not in the coastal Georgia area, the growing period has shifted just a little bit. So some of these plants that we are going to plant up today, they really do need like a long growing season, just to be productive and successful. So let me tell y'all, and I hope you're able to take this information, and I hope that it's helpful for you. So let's just go ahead and let's get started. Okay, y'all. So there are all sorts of ways to store your seeds, and make sure that you put down in the comments, like, how do you store your seeds? So predominantly, most of the time, I have this, it's really a photo frame, but I have this photo frame, and so I store my seeds and I label them like this. Now, I do have some seeds that are in the freezer, because the instructions say, like, put them in the freezer before you plant them, because this just kind of simulates the winter for the seeds, because some seeds have to go through like a cold period in order to be able to germinate. So I have some that are like in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. And I've even bought about 3 more of these right here to be able to store my seeds. But the issue that arises today is I have been purchasing seeds and I've had them in the box, and I have yet to sit down and, make labels and store the new seeds. So most of the new seeds are coming in packages like this, and they're just, I just, with the move and everything, I just have not got it together and organized. So oftentimes when I make a list of the things that I want to accomplish, whether it is for the day or for the week, I'll do that at night or first thing in the morning. So one thing that I wrote early this morning was I want to go ahead and I want to get these 3 things started today, because they have a longer germination. And those are the butterfly pea flowers, the soursop plant, and the hibiscus. Now, the hibiscus kind of pops up really quick, but it does have like a longer growing season. And then once the days start getting a little bit shorter, that's when they put on the calyx. And we've grown lots of hibiscus and harvested, and we use it for tea. But I do want to go ahead and get that started, because one of the things that I'm also doing is looking at my journal, seeing when I started it in Savannah, and just trying to adjust those days a little bit. But here's the thing. So I saved some seeds from the old garden with the hibiscus, and then I knew that I had that. And you know how you can write something, like in my mind, I can remember like writing on it with my handwriting and storing it. And I put the butterfly pea flower seeds in a white seed envelope. And I remember vividly, butterfly pea seeds. Y'all, I have looked up, down, left, right, in, out, boxes, this, that, the other. I could not find it. Now, I will tell you what I did find, but I still know that there is a white envelope around here that says butterfly pea seeds. Because if you've been following us for a while, not last year because we were in the middle of moving, but I think the year before that, we harvested some of the butterfly pea seeds. We offered them up on our website for sale, and they immediately, y'all, like sold out. They sold out. And but I put a little bit to the side. And so I was just getting so frustrated. Y'all go watch the fungus gnat video. This is what I'm talking about. And I guess it's time to fly in my face because I'm filming, but we're getting them up under control. And if you haven't watched it, let me just give you this sneak peek. So I found out that these oregano plants are really the culprit of the fungus gnat infestation. It seems like everything is starting to, get up under control, but that Italian oregano planter, or with the seeds, that's where the culprit is. But we got it up under control. But I'll make sure that I link that video. But anyway, like I was saying, I just got really frustrated because I've looked at boxes in and out. Now, I found an alternative, but I know that there is still a white butterfly pea seed envelope with my handwriting on there, but I cannot find it. So that is when I said, okay, we are not about to get frustrated. We're not about to get upset. What we're about to do is we're going to take on a major task. And the major task is to organize these seeds, because that was a lot of time spent. Now, let me show you what I did find. Is I found these. Is where I harvested these. Can y'all see it? So I harvested these and I just kind of put them in the bag. But I didn't put them in the white seed envelope. But we're going to use these today because they're still like fresh seeds in here. I just have to, I'm trying to find one where the seeds are sticker. So I just didn't. So with the white seed envelopes, I took the seeds out of the seed pod and put them in there. And again, I know that there's some. So these are still good. But we're going to use these today. And we're going to start our butterfly pea seeds. And hopefully we will have enough to be able to offer like at a later date, at a later time. But in addition to the butterfly pea seeds, maybe last year, I was looking through the Baker Creek seed catalog. Now, the butterfly seed that we grew, and I will make sure that I link it, it will fool you. And the reason why I say it will fool you is because they will start out with a lot of leaf growth, vining. It definitely needs trellising. It needs support. And we grew those on cattle panels. But it starts out just making a whole bunch of leaves. And then it kind of reminds me of like the hibiscus. Then all of a sudden one day it'll just start putting on those butterfly pea flowers. But you really have to stay on top of harvesting them. Like I was harvesting them, if not every day, at least every other day. But the reason why I like to grow them is because they are beautiful in teas. They have some very great medicinal qualities associated with them. But I also, looking through catalogs, we're also going to start these seeds as well. So Baker Creek had the lavender queen butterfly pea and then the white queen butterfly pea. And I don't know if I'm going to use these for tea. I was just trying to look at the back, y'all. But it does say that they're edible. They are edible, and the natural flowers make a natural food dye and soothing tea to calm the nerves. So I guess it's no different than the beautiful blue ones that I am used to growing. So it's a few seeds in here. I think that these are like maybe 10 seeds per pack. So we're just going to try to grow all three colors this year. So that is what we're growing first. So we're going to get ready to start these. These are new to me, a new variety. So that's why I want to start them a little bit earlier so that I can, document down how long does it take for germination. And what I will tell you is that the butterfly pea flowers, they are not frost tolerant. So when it gets cold, it will die back or die out. really, it'll die out because that's when I pull it. But it definitely loves the heat. It's a heat loving plant, and it definitely thrived in the Savannah weather with heat and humidity. So that I know for sure. And it says, actually on here, it says it's a perennial in zones 10 through 11. But I do know for a fact that I would have to, you know, like once it's done, I would just pull the whole plant. Now these right here say to scarify seeds. So let's talk about that a little bit. You got stratify and you got scarify. So scarify, that means that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a fingernail file and I am going to just like scratch the surface of that outer seed. But this one also says to soak overnight. So I guess we're going to be doing that for all of them. Now, I will tell you, when I've started my own butterfly pea flowers from seed, I just put it in the soil. And it, you know, in about 2 weeks, I started to see them pop up. But what I'll do is I'll do like half and half. So what I'll do is I'll do half. I will do half where I scarify my original ones, and then I'll do half where I don't of my original ones. But I'll do what the package says for these right here. So the next thing that we're also going to be planting in the garden is moringa. That is also known as the drumstick tree, but it also has a bunch of medicinal properties to it, and it grows really fast. But it's also grown as an annual. It was grown as an annual in Savannah, and it'll also be grown as an annual here. It has a long growing season. In Savannah, they started making seeds, but they never got completed. So I just basically harvested the leaves off of it, and I dried it, and I used it in tea and other things like that. Now, the last season we grew this one right here, which is the dwarf moringa, because the moringa tree can get huge, really big, like a tree. And we grew these in grow bags. Not sure how I want to tackle it this year, but I do want to get the seeds started. And these are like the regular moringa, like tree seeds. And so we want to go ahead and get those started too. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also one, that you want to pre-soak as well. So I got a lot of pre-soaking to do. I'm glad I'm making this video. So we're going to pre-soak those. And I was trying to see, it's not frost hardy at all, but these right here don't grow as big, which is what I did like. And you can harvest those. So we're going to plant moringa. So we have to soak the seeds for these, and then we have to scarify, which is get the fingernail file and remove that outer layer and soak the butterfly pea seeds. So I'm telling y'all, just like there is a white seed envelope with butterfly pea seeds in there, there is a white seed envelope with roselle seeds. But I was able to find a bag. And here's the thing, and that's why I say I'm not going to be hard on myself. I have to do better. I am known to just like put stuff here and say, oh, I'll come back, or I'll remember where it is, or let me place it down here. Y'all, it was something that happened while we was moving, while I was like, you gonna have to do better. Like, I did that with money. And I was like, I'm gonna put it right here for now. I'll remember it. And probably for about 5-6 months, I could not find it. And one day, I just happened to be going in a basket looking for something totally different. And there it was. But I told myself today when I was looking for the seeds, I'm like, you gotta stop doing that. You got to. But it is a white seed envelope around here somewhere. But this is good though, y'all. This is good. This is going to help me to get organized and get all my seeds together and see what I got. Because as I was going through some of the envelopes and some of the boxes, I was like, you're going to have to plant some of this stuff, and get it planted. So we got a lot to plant. And to be honest, y'all, I should not be buying any more seeds. Now, am I going to buy some this season? I don't know. It depends on if they put out like something brand new I've never grown and seen and it looks interesting for 2024, maybe. But at this point, I should not be buying any more seeds. But so let me show you y'all, Look at, wait a minute. Hold on. Inside of the bag. Like, I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make it up. Inside of the bag. But I had the bag stapled because so in here is where I actually like harvested. Let me show y'all where I harvest. This is crazy. I harvested the seeds. This is how the seeds look. But in the brown paper bag, and sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself. In the brown paper bag, this is what we have, like where I have not harvested them yet. So it's still, so basically it's still like the calyx, but it's like dried, what was dried on the plant. And in each of these is probably like, I would say about 10 to 12 seeds. But I knew, what did I just tell y'all? I got a white envelope somewhere, and this is it. It's a butterfly pea flower seed envelope, just like this, that has the seeds like already. But I'm just grateful that I was able to find the blue ones, because the blue ones are so deep in a pretty color. I'm still excited about growing the other ones, but the blue is just so pretty, and it makes your tea look so good. And then you can change the color by just adding like some lemon or some lime juice to it. But I'm glad I did make this video. So that's, with these, I don't soak. So I guess I'm gonna start with those first. Now, with the roselle, I don't want to plant too many. So in the past, I have had 6. And I had like 3 on each side. And they get about 4 to 6 feet in height and 4 to 6 feet in width. But the thing is if it's really windy, like they're really easy to like sway and break as far as the branches. So I probably, and that was, the 6 was really good. Like it gave me enough seeds to be able to share. And then it also supplied me with a whole bunch of hibiscus, the calyx, to be able to dry and use in tea until like the next season. So I'm probably gonna plant double of what I need, and what I don't need, I will either gift or sell. Okay, y'all, so last but not least, what I really love about social media, I love about gardening friends, I love about online, is you really can expand like outside of your local area. So the last thing we're going to plant, and I know that these take a while, are soursop seeds. And I ordered them off of, the first time we grew them, I ordered them off Etsy. But the same shop that I tried to go back to again, she was like closed down for a period of time, and it didn't say like when she would return. So I'm always looking at the reviews and seeing like, are people talking about the germination? And so this company, or this person right here, it was nothing but good reviews on there. The people who had ordered from her in the past, they were showing the pictures of their seedlings germinating. And so I ordered some soursop seeds. And again, I use that in tea as well. And then she put the directions in here. But what I also loved about it is she gave me some free papaya seeds. Now, I don't think they'll be able to fruit here, but it will be something fun. Like if I have I don't know, I'm still going to plant them regardless, and see what happens. You know, you never know. I always like to experiment, but with the papaya seeds, I do know that see right here, it says between 15 to 60 days to germinate. So this will just be something that I plant. But I was looking on here because I thought I read that you soak the seeds here. Covered. I'll read it. Yeah, it has soaked the seeds overnight prior to planting to speed up germination. So we got 3 different seeds that we have to be soaking here. So we got the butterfly pea flower, the moringa, and the soursop seeds. Because I think the soursop, she said, soak that overnight too. Tip. You can start this in a plastic bag. Okay. So, but look, y'all, and I know this to be true from starting soursop in the past. The germination can take between 30 and 90 days. Now, looking back through my journal, I do see that the germination, I remember the lady was like, you got to be patient. I think it took about 45 days, maybe pushing on 2 months. And then finally I saw something like popping up. And it was a great germination. But, you know, just think about when you're planting vegetable seeds and you start seeing, you know, just say maybe between 3 to 5 or 3 to 14 days of germination. It's just like a fun time, but it's like, I guess, watching paint dry, and then all of a sudden one day it just comes up. So I'm going to go ahead, get these soaked up too, and get those planted. So I just wanted to really just share that with you so I can go ahead and get some of the seeds that take a longer time to germinate. We still got some more leafy greens that we're going to be starting. Great news, y'all. So if you don't follow us on social media, you probably don't know this, but I ended up, thanks to Devin, that's on our YouTube, and she always supports our live. She was telling me about a grow rack. So I did go and I got the grow rack. I got the grow lights. So basically this grow rack right here will be for the germination. I still have my heating mats and everything. But once the plant germinates, I normally take them off of the heating mat and just like move them up under strong grow lights. So this rack that I'm looking at, like right in front of me, is the same exact rack, but it just won't have the heating mats. So that way it'll germinate. I can move it off and germinate more. So it's not tying up the entire rack. But this rack will just be the grow lights. That's all. It won't have anything on there. And so I think that's going to put me in a better, more prepared place for when we start hardening off and getting ready to put everything in the garden, because last night I did a fertilization and today was the last day that we were in the teens. I think it got down to 15, y'all. And I went out there a little bit around maybe 10:30, 11, y'all. It was just cold. It's like I said, it's just the wind that when it hits your face, I'm like, oh my gosh. So if you're in a northern climate, please stay warm. It is real. I haven't experienced like cold in a while, you know, because Savannah, when they say cold, you know, it might be like 32. That was cold. That was really cold for me. But, you know, I think the lowest out of the 13 years that we've stayed there, I think the lowest it may have got was maybe like lower 20s, maybe like 19 or something. Because it was a year that I failed to cover up my citrus and a couple of citrus plants died. But it just wasn't like every year. But this, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes me don't want to go anywhere at all. And so next week, because this is the crazy thing, like next week in a few days, it is going to be like 76, 78. But I'm not trusting that. I'm not trusting that. But I am going to start hardening off all of this is the Global Mix lettuce. So starting tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, because tomorrow I think the high is going to be in 51, but probably either tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm going to start hardening these off. And then this is what we're going to start like the spring garden with, because most of my lettuce was surviving very good until it got down to 13. The 13 degree is what really took basically most of them out. So I don't know if we'll get down to 13. I'll just try to make sure that I cover them. But I do want to make sure we have something ready to go when we start the spring season. So we got 2 of these that we're going to start hardening off this week. Okay, so y'all, I'm going to go ahead, get started soaking these seeds, and it's going to be great. I'll definitely keep you posted, but make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you tap the bell so that when we upload a new video, you will also be notified, and so you can see the progress and everything. I'm super excited about all of these plants that we're going to plant. Again, I'm not going to plant too many, so if I have excess, I'll either like offer it for sale on the website or something like that, because I know that the hibiscus, I definitely don't want to have too many of those. We may start off with between 4 or 6. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button and make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.